Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer and we are returning to a Let's Play of Hearts of Iron 4. We're trying to find out just how much strategic bombers can do in this game. So, it is time. Germany has just declared war on Poland, so things are starting to be serious over here. So indeed, we are going to get the invite to join Poland momentarily. So let's make sure that everything is set up for war. And I'm of course going to talk a little bit about the historical setup over here. So the only thing I did in between episodes is send all of our submarines here into the North Sea, Norwegian Sea and the Channel Coast so that we can intercept basically all of the trade here from Germany. I'm not going to venture out into the Eastern North Sea here itself because I think that's just a little bit too aggressive, and typically I would expect that to be in the German sphere of influence. So let's take our naval bombers over here, and I do think we're going to send them up over here so that they can at least support in various areas here. Now the most important thing though is, of course, we do have some support things over here. We've got a couple of fighters over here, and all, that's all, you know, very nice and all of that. But of course our main thing over here are these guys. This strategic bomber fleet, the heavy fighter fleet. So we've got, at this point, 2,400 heavy fighters. We've got about 1,000 heavy bombers. So that's much more than the Royal Air Force had historically at that point. I think they had about 2,000 aircraft. So that's very nice. We are building up a couple of things here, but I just loaded, so that might just not be reflected appropriately here. So I'm going to stop the pilot exercises here. And I think what we're going to do is set up a bombing attack here on northwest Germany, and we're going to go for strategic bombing, and we are specifically going to target military industries. So let's see just how good we are doing that. And we're also going to take our heavy fighters here. We are going to send them over to West Germany, all on daylight missions, and we're going to all send them on air superiority here. So let's see how good that is going to go. Some of these guys do lack some range. That is unfortunate, but there's not much we can do about that. So yeah, I think it's just going to be have to be happy with that. Right, let's take care of the insufficient resources, which apparently we didn't have, so that's fine. No division and basic training. That's okay for now, and we can change the government, but that is going to take a while here. So yeah, that's okay. Let's resume the game over here and see what's going on. So, historically, Germany invades Poland, and just in terms of strategic bombing, on the very first day, what they do is they bomb Warsaw. So they send their bomber fleet to Warsaw, and the first reports that people get, especially in the West, via the American embassy and other places, is that this is really corresponding to the worst fears that people had before the war. That this type of terror bombing... Why the hell can I not... Ask when they offer military, improve relations. Why can I not invite you to factions? World tensions are too low. Wow. World tensions are too low. I don't think I've ever seen that though. Let's see what's going to happen here. Can I do something else with you just to make sure that this is going to go all right? This is weird. Of course, normally at this point you can help Poland, so... No, I don't think there's anything that we can do just immediately. Let's see whether that's going to change. Right, at least we can get a new operative here, so that's nice. We don't need any Frenchmen, that's for sure. I think that might be okay. Let's pick this guy over here. We finished infiltrating the civilian administration. We can infiltrate the civilian administration again, is that right? Really? I didn't know that was possible, but okay, fine. I'm going to go with that, so that's okay. Let's pick, well, you two, and I think that's fine. Let's just commence that when ready. So yeah, go ahead and do that. Fine, why not? I think that's okay. Good, so Germany bombs Warsaw. There are reports that things are really, really bad. That there are mass casualties in the city, that people are fleeing, and that's certainly true to some degree. The big question is, yes, of course I'm going to go sign the non-aggression pact here. So, by the way, what we just researched, I think excavation 3, yeah, so that's okay. Here everything is under control, engineering, everything is fine. We could think about computing machine. It is helpful in all aspects, so that's okay. We can think about ground support. I don't think that's really required. In terms of air, everything is fine. We're not yet researching strategic bombers, so that's okay. We're going to do that soon enough, though. And I think at some point very soon we're going to get Bomber Command. Yeah, in fact, we're going to get that in 25 days. And I do think at that point we would get a bonus to the strategic bomber once we have developed it. No, we do need that before. So yeah, we can wait a couple of days here. And yeah, it's just 15 days really, isn't it? No, it's 25. Anything that is going to be finished in 25 days? Not really. Just fuel refining's close to that. Yeah, it's okay. I think 30 days are fine. We can't wait for that for that time. So okay, that's okay. We're gonna live with that. 1940s technology over here. That's all okay. Artillery, some AA would be nice. Would also give us better ship upgrades, so that might not be the worst thing to do. But maybe actually Grand Assault. Yeah, I think Grand Assault is fine. Let's go for that. It's gonna take a while, so it makes sense to use that early. We can build up some oil fields, and honestly, I think that might not be a bad idea. Let's actually go ahead with that. It's gonna take up a couple of civilian factories, but that's fine. It does certainly make some sense. Right, and as we watch Poland being slaughtered here and not being even engaged in a phony war, let's talk again what's happening at this point. So, due to the effect of the Warsaw bombing in large part, but also just due to general pre-war concerns, the Americans at this point, Roosevelt issues a declaration that calls for all participants to refrain from bombing civilians, and the Western Allies are very quick to take that up. The Germans sort of pretend that they will adhere to that as well, but they are not quite there. They're just not that convinced. Can I invite you to faction now? 50%. No. How's that so low though? World tension. I don't think I've ever seen it that low. Justify war goal time. Yeah, that's really, really weird. Oh, I suppose we can accelerate it a little bit. Would be weird if in this... I didn't aim for an alternative timeline here, and it seems that Poland will fall without our support, so really that's not great, but yeah, let's see about that. And it is weird that we are getting this twice, but that's fine. Okay, by the way, Dewey, you are defending the homeland. You don't necessarily need to do that. We can build just some network here in Bohemia, and I think that's alright. Good. Alright. So, is there anything else we could do in sort of intel, capture cipher, infiltrate the army, make resistance? Yeah, steal aviation blueprints. And do we know anything about the aviation? Probably it's just fighters and stuff, right? Yeah, it's probably going to be fighters. So what do we know about the Air Force? Not that much, honestly, so that's okay. We do know something about your industry, though. And that is that you have 114 military factories. Well, let's see. So, at this point, really, the Germans are busy concentrating on Poland. So there's not that much... There's not much that's going on in the west on the air front for the German side. They do have some Luftwaffes here that are defending, but they're not really going ahead and bombing a lot of things. So to them, really, there's no big constraint in restricting the air war, except of course that they actually don't. And now the world tension is high enough for us to support the Poles. Can we in fact do that now? Now you need 80%. Okay, fine. It's really weird because that does actually mean that Germany is at peace now, right? Yeah. They're going to declare war on the Low Countries here though, so I think that's fine. And in fact, this doesn't really change anything from the historical perspective because the Allies didn't do that much over there. Or did they? Well, it's not quite right that they didn't do anything. Wait a minute, we could think about the far thing over here, Military Training Act. Yeah, that would be great. Okay, yeah, let's go with that. That's fine. There we go. They are declaring war on the Netherlands. That's fine. At this point, we are going to invite them to the faction, and they will accept. That will increase the world tension, and that will indeed put us at war against Germany. A little bit late, about a month late, but that's fine. So, what's indeed happening at this point historically is that the Allies are sending over a couple of bombers to Germany. under strict instructions not to hit anything civilian. And the first thing that they are going for is this area up here. Wilhelmshaven, Bremen, Emden, this area here is where they are attacking, and they're trying to find the German capital ships, the German fleet, and they're trying to disrupt them, sort of destroy them. And you know, given the pre-war thinking and given what the Germans are doing to Warsaw, it seems like that is going to be a huge success very quickly. And in reality, just the moment they start that, it goes wrong, and it almost goes hilariously wrong. It's not even, it's very hard to say just how bad things are going to be. One thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to shift our targets to the Benelux region. So we're going to shift all of that over here because we know that now they will be attacking, and I'm going to shift the targets here from military factories to the infrastructure. So the moment that the Germans cross the border over here, I want this area to be bombed, and bombed heavily, so that basically they are losing their ability to channel anything through here, and then we can meet them up here sort of on this border. And I'm realizing there's a small gap over here, but it's just what we need to do, I think. Right, so there we go. That does put us at war against the Germans now, and indeed we can do war propaganda, and I think that might be good because yeah, it's only 75 points, so yeah, let's go ahead with that, increase our war support, and I think that's fine and dandy. There we go, Germans are declaring war, that's fine. Can we join your war already? Yes. Let's go ahead with that. Good. There we go, they join up. All of our allies do want to join as well, so that's nice to see. Except I'm not seeing the French, but I think that's fine. For now at least. We do have some air wings with no mission assigned, and that's you guys, really? No, that can't be you guys. Yeah, it's you fighters down here. So, yeah, and they are actually declaring war or operating in France there as well. So let's send at least one of you guys over and fly over here in northern France. I think that's just fair and good like that. Good. Alright, and we do have a couple of tactical bombers here as well, which I suppose we can operate over the Low Countries, of course, in close air support role during daylight hours. That's fine too. And let's send you down here to Dunkirk and also operate you over there on close air support. That really we are disrupting the Germans over here as best as we can. Right, so that's okay and good indeed. Right, let me just click through all of this stuff here, please. Right, emergency war bonds? No, I don't think that's what we want. War bonds might be nice, but I really don't want that for now, because what I do want is I want to shift from partial mobilization to total mobilization. It's going to give us a lot less recruitable population, but it is going to reduce our consumer goods factories, and it does allow us to build up factories a lot faster now, so that's perfectly lovely here. And indeed, I do think it does make sense to continue building up like that. So that's nice and good. Right, so Mama, you guys, you do have an air superiority mission here, so really not sure why you're saying that you don't have anything. You guys can operate over southern England, please, on air superiority missions. That should be okay too, yeah. What are you guys? You're some naval bombers up there. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think you need a mission right now. Alright. So let's see what the Germans are doing here. Ooh, very nice. Already some guys over here, so that's great. We are all indeed, yes, we know. So yeah, let's see what's going on. Right. As I was saying, strategic bombing raids against the German coast over here, and things are going wrong. They're going wrong very, very quickly, very rapidly, and very badly. So what's happening here is the British, the RAF Bomber Command, sends out bombers, and they send out scouts first. So they want to find the German fleet, they want to report that back, and then send out their bombers. And as they are approaching the coast, they do realize, oh, there are ships over here, let's send out bombers, and let's radio back for the bombers to head, to launch and basically come over here. And the radio fails. And the next day they do that again, and again the radio fails. And every time the radio fails, they have to fly all the way back to England and then like orally report what's going on and what they saw. And at that point, either the weather has turned too bad, or it's becoming too late, or the bombers do indeed take off, but they can't find any ships. And that goes on for a couple of days. And it becomes almost hilariously wrong at that point, because You know, there was that promise that aircraft would deliver a death blow within hours or days at most. And for the first couple of days, you really have this sort of almost slapstick situation where these bombs come in and don't find anything because they might just have taken off too late. And in one instance, I think it was reported that they actually nearly took off without a bombing load because they were so inexperienced and sort of nobody realized that the bomb wasn't really loaded. So it's quite bad. And more importantly, at some point, and that is going to haunt the RAF throughout the war well into 1943, 1945, is one of the bombers who's actually, I think, going to Wilhelmshaven or Emden, one of these areas, actually ends up bombing Esbjerg, which is in Denmark, which is in neutral Denmark at this point in time over here. So they are off by more than 100 miles in terms of their navigation, and they don't even realize. So the idea that you can do this precision bombing where you take out, you know what, you guys, I would actually like you to go and be based a little bit forward here. So let's actually grab all of you here and draw another fallback line here, sort of at least, let's say, from Ghent through Brussels through this area over here. Because what could possibly go wrong if you did that? So yeah, let's just advance you over there, and that's fine. You're going to maintain a lot of your organization, and that should be okay. You know what? We are going to extend that actually a little bit further over here, and that should be nice. Okay, yeah. You guys can, you know what? Half of you should go there. Half of you should go here. And then you are sort of drifting around. That's fine. Good. Oh, we do have some free dockyards here. That's perfectly fine and lovely. I do think it does mean that we have some ships ready in our home fleet. So have we actually rebuilt a couple of... Yeah, you guys have all been rebuilt, so that's perfectly lovely. Good. Okay, let's grab the other ships then, and let's also refit you to the BB Mod 1 here. It's a reasonably cheap upgrade. It's not a big one, but yeah, there we go. Fine. I love it. Nice. Okay, good. Let's go ahead with that, and that should basically deal with all of this. That should take a while here to update all of these ships, but it's going to be nice. Good. Okay, so very quickly, the idea that the bomb is going to come through all the time is shattering, and it's just not going to be realistic, and it's not going to be how things evolve at all. So at this point, Bomber Command realizes that, yeah, they might not be the ones winning this war. At the very least, they're not going to win that very quickly. So you guys, I think, can be for the overseas defense here, and you know what, we are going to actually ask you to do a fallback line here on Singapore itself. That's okay. More decisions that we can take. Industrial land appropriation, that is a no-no. Where's that actually? Invoke the alliance. Yeah, that's all very interesting here, but not really what I want. No. Yeah, industrial land appropriation, no, not that either. These things are something that I would want at some point because we are already losing some fuel, but that's okay by and large. So yeah, that's all okay over here. Yeah. Italians have not yet joined the war. French border seems to be stable. We've taken up our forward positions here a little bit, so that's okay. So I suppose we could actually go ahead and build up another fallback line that sort of goes from Breda via Eindhoven via Liège. So over there, and we are going to ask you guys here to be part of that. I think that's okay. And you know what? Half of you as well. USSR is occupying eastern Poland, so the historical Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact is coming into play. We are getting a lot of things here, so that's all very nice. In particular, Chamberlain resigned, so that's extremely good. Good stability, good war support over here. Fantastic. A lot of military factories as well. What are we doing with that currently? So we are producing quite a couple of heavy bombs, quite a couple of fighters over here, so I think that's perfectly lovely. Yeah, I think that's very nice. Good. Yeah. Of course, historically, at this point in 1939, we are in the period of the Phony War. And the Phony War is that period where, of course, you'll know a lot of that. Okay, the Germans are losing convoy over here. That's nice. We do have some insufficient resources. That's not quite as nice. Specifically, aluminium is still an issue here. Can we get more from the Canadians? Yes, our lovely friends over there will provide some to us, and that is nice. Missing equipment production. Yeah, we aren't producing fighters anymore. That's okay though. I don't think we need to. So we've got a couple of German light cruisers operating over here and protecting their shipping, and a couple of destroyers, which is quite interesting. So let's actually look at what we've got over here. We've got this giant fleet of heavy cruisers. So you know what, I think we can split that in half actually. And split that in half yet again, so that we have sort of conveniently sized fleets, I would say. And we're going to grab you guys over here. We're going to scan you to scupper flow. And we are actually going to ask you guys to operate as... I suppose we can do patrol, and we are going to patrol in the Norwegian Sea here, and that's fine. Yeah, so we are sending you over there, that's okay. In the western approaches, I suppose what we can do is grab at least 3 of you guys over here, and actually ask you guys here to do convoy escorting in the western Azores, and I think in the Iberian coast, and that area over here. Yeah, I think that's okay. Protecting our convoys a little bit there, that should be fine. And very nice indeed. Right, so we are sending our strategic bombers over here towards this area over here, and I don't think we've really tested the results yet. Okay, they are losing convoys here. That's actually quite nice. I didn't expect that to happen. I thought our submarines would be faring much worse actually than that, but it's nice to see that they are operating. So let's take a look at the air situation here, because we really want to know what's going on, right? So, specifically, our fighters and bombers lost. We are losing 60 aircraft over here, but look at that. Enemy fighters lost 160, 114, 14 bombers lost. So that is, I think, a fantastic result. I don't know whether that's only our aircraft or whether there are, in fact, some allied aircraft that are operating over here, but it doesn't look like that. Yeah, some French fighters, that's true. Some Canadian ones. But this is promising. We are losing 60 aircraft. They are losing more than 170. So 3-to-1 ratio. I think that is something that I can appreciate. Let's keep an eye on this situation over here. So we've got 250 heavy fighters in reserve. How many strategic bombers? 119. Both of these numbers are actually looking pretty good, I think. We can, I suppose, grab another group here of heavy fighters. So 200 more, which of course we're going to send also over here. On air superiority, and that's fine. Good, yeah, let's do that. Good, yeah. Germans are starting to fight over there a little bit more aggressively, but that's fine. And excuse me, if, especially initially here, we are doing things slightly slowly. That's okay. We are sinking a single destroyer here. I suppose that's fine. It's not really a big thing to lose or win. Let's just check on whether we have any significant repairs to be done over here. No, not really. And I suppose you guys here can actually go on a strike force mission as well, so that you're supporting anything they do fight over there. Just to make sure that we are not losing anything there. Okay, we haven't really established a front line here yet, so it's actually nice to see that the Dutch are holding out quite well here, I think. And it's not potentially due to our contributions, I think, yet. Even though we are, of course, doing this strategic bombing, and we do hope that that helps them out. But who knows whether that's really doing anything. Yeah, let's go ahead with the strategic bomber here. It's going to take a couple of days due to the ahead of time penalty, but I think it's really going to be worthwhile, so that's fine. Another convoy lost there, so that's lovely as well. There's a battle actually up here, which is interesting. Also convoy. Ooh, and here we are losing a couple of submarines for the first time. Well, that is not nice. Okay, so what we're going to do to counter that is we're going to grab here these air forces, and we are going to ask them to do naval strikes, of course, during the day. That's fine, I suppose. And then, likewise, we are going to grab this fleet over here. We are also going to ask it to do a strike force pattern, and we are going to extend the whole mission towards this area down here, so that you're involved in that a little bit more aggressively. Losing some submarines is not nice. I don't think our win rate so far does really justify that, and there's another submarine that we are losing, but they are sending out a couple of small patrols over here, so I would really like to see some of our shipping coming in and supporting them over here. What are you actually? This is all just fleets like that, right, isn't it? Why are you not supporting that then? Okay, you know what? We are going to grab the other one here, the remaining one, and ask him to patrol. And you're going to join that battle? Yeah, you're going to join that. 5 submarines sunk over here. Still, at this point, our light cruisers and our heavy cruisers are coming in. And I said, ooh. And suddenly here's the whole Kriegsmarine. We've got 2 battleships. That's Schlesien and Schleswig-Holstein, the old pre-war dreadnoughts. So pre-dreadnoughts, this is not just hilariously old ships. And there's Admiral Hipper, Deutschland and Admiral Scheer. We've got a couple of destroyers over here. So that's really a big fleet over here, obviously. So yeah, let's actually grab our home fleet here and ask it to be part of a strike force package as well. And I suppose that does warrant our first flotilla coming back over here towards at least that area here. And we're going to ask the second carrier flotilla to come over there. And one of the things that means is that we are burning through... Yeah, you've at least done a little bit of damage there to Deutschland, that's okay. But we are burning through our supplies here quite quickly, especially in terms of fuel. So I suppose what we do need to do is we should really ask for more oil. Is there anyone over here that should be able to deliver that to us cheaply? Yeah, we could ask the British Rush. I think they are going to deliver quite a bit to us for relatively little. Same here with British Malaya. So yeah, that should help us out a little bit over there. How about the home fleet here? You are not sailing forth. You should. You really should. Okay, can I ask you to manually come over here? I cannot. Right. Okay, can I ask you to patrol? No, 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 no. Come on, come on. Okay, stop it. Come down there. I know this has got a huge debuff to organisation, but I would like... Oh, look at that. Deutschland has been sunk by Kent. So that's very nice. A couple of our heavy cruisers are taking a lot of damage here, though. And there, that is left. So, 5 submarines against a heavy cruiser, light cruiser, 5 destroyers. Overall, I think not too bad. Overall, I think this is a decent result for us. So, yeah, let's send you back home, though. We know that they are here, but we just don't know exactly where they are. A couple of swordfish sinking some of their shipping. It's interesting to see them using their capital ships so aggressively off the coast of England here. Certainly very atypical. We've also got you guys down here now. I'm almost tempted to send you in there. You know what? Let's ask you here to be a strike force package as well. And we are also going to ask the mining group to come out and actually do some mine laying in these various areas here. That should be okay. And let's see how that goes. Yeah, more damage on Admiral Hippie here. That's certainly lovely to see. Some convoys over here. Where are you actually going? Oh, Norway. That's where. Yeah, let's see whether that is sustainable. We're going to have to see. Right. So, let's briefly talk about the phony war, because that's interesting in what happens to the... Ooh, another light cruiser sunk here. Köln class and 3 destroyers. So that's very interesting, I think. Losing a single convoy here, I'm not too worried about that yet. So another convoy sunk there, so that's all very nice and great. We've got the women in the workforce thing over here. That is decreasing stability, but it would be a huge boost to manpower. So I think that is something that we want to take. But not maybe right now, because we do have only 100 political power. And I do think it does make some sense to wait at least for a couple of things over here in terms of Chief of Navy, Chief of Air Force, and all of that. So yeah, let's wait a second over there. We are extremely shy here on aluminium, and that is largely due to the fact that we are not getting that from Norway anymore. But I suppose that's fine. Let's try to grab more here from British Malaya, and then I think we can grab a little bit here from the US. And maybe a little bit less from the US actually, so that's fine. Yeah, but there we go. Okay, so ooh, this is actually going very well for us. So who's sinking these guys? London, Cape Town. So our cruisers are doing really well over here. I'm very happy to see that. That's very nice. In terms of production, we are refurbishing our battleships over here. So that is definitely nice as well, and they're going to come in sort of staggered over the next couple of months. So that's nice to see. We've got military training, the embargo to Germany, all of that will be relevant, so that's okay. We've got anything over here? Benelux intervention? No, that none of that makes sense. So we don't need to focus on any of that. So I really think we can probably go into the rearmament programs over here over the next things. And potentially actually cryptologic bomb Tizet mission. That is only going to give a benefit to the United States. Yeah, and then ultimately some bonuses here, but they're not that crucial. I think the next things that we're going to develop are over here. Potentially in the naval rearmament, so that's nice. Good. Well, another submarine sunk there, so let's actually check on the Germans over here. So what do we know about them? We still know that they have 114 factories. We've not really made a dent in that yet. War has been raging for a little bit over a month, maybe 1.5 months. We've got more intel here on the aircrafts though, so we know that they have only a little bit more than 2,000 fighters. That's nice to see. They've got a lot of tactical bombers. That's not a big surprise. Most of their fighters are the Bf-109s, the Messerschmitt. Lots of close air support. Some tactical bombers. Quite a couple of old ones. Quite a couple of Polish ones that obviously they plundered. And a couple of scout planes. So that is quite interesting. Let's also keep another look at here at the air situation, because that's what we're really interested in, right? So we've lost more than 100 planes by now, 108 planes here, mostly fighters, just a couple of bombers. They, on the other hand, have lost nearly 400 fighters. So 1-to-4 ratio, I am gonna be pretty happy with that. I think that's fantastic. There are a number of things that are working in our favor here. Especially the AA, although they're not losing that much to AA, so I'm not sure that's actually accounted for over here. The fact that this is mostly friendly terrain that we are fighting over here, but yeah, it's actually nice to see. So we haven't even yet committed any sort of troops to the fighting yet, and this is actually a bit reassuring here to see that the Germans are, well, I wouldn't say struggling, but they are sort of not pushing up as fast as I've seen them do in other Let's Plays. So, yeah, I think that's nice. We're actually attacking some of these German locations here. They have they crossed the river over here? No, this is Moselland. No, in fact, this is German territory, and it appears that the French have broken through the German lines. Very interesting. We haven't really done that much yet, so let's see what's going to happen. Oh, last thing I wanted to check is how many actual effective bombings did we do? 3.2. That doesn't sound much, but there's also the question of when you do fractional damage against some enemy territory, they are starting to lose some effects there. So that might be in there, but let's see how that turns out to be. So for now, thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Do leave a like and all of that, and I hope to see you around next time. Bye bye.